Hi guys, Natalie Elphinstone here for Illustrated Faith. Today I am talking about the printables, the free printables that often get sent in the newsletter. If you signed up to the newsletter, you will be receiving these printables on a regular basis. And if you haven't signed up to the newsletter, then I suggest that you do, if for no other reason but to get free printables, but also of course because it keeps you up to date with all of the stuff happening at Illustrated Faith. The other place to go for the Illustrated Faith printables is in the resource section on the website. You'll be able to find some free ones there and download them there. So what I've done, these ones here are from the last sort of 3 weeks worth of the newsletters. I often sort of save them up so that I can print them all off at the same time and like on the one sheet. And I've printed mine off today just on regular printing paper. Just, you know, it's really thin and not great quality, but for this purpose today, I'm not so fast. The reason I like it really thin is because I am going to pop it in my journaling Bible. And as you can see, like by the time you've done lots of entries, it's starting to get a little bit fat here. So to sort of minimize that, as I said, I just print it off on the ordinary paper. So it, as you know, not that great quality, but it serves the purpose. It's colorful and pretty. And what I often do is make them my own by changing them up a little bit. And you don't have to, you can certainly just print them off the way that they come. But for example, this one I've enlarged so that it's more, I'm not quite sure what the size of it is now. I just, you know, enlarged it until it sort of fit across my page. But they usually come in sort of the 3x4 size, and they are very good for not only your journaling Bibles, but if you do things like pocket page scrapbooking, then you can use these as cards as well. So, you know, maybe in those circumstances you want to print them on some proper cardboard or cardstock. But for when I'm putting them here in my journal, in my journaling Bible, I often have done some other different things with them in the past, and I'm going to want to quickly flip through and show you some of the things that I have done in the past. I've put in a bunch of bookmarks where I've used the printables. They're all these #1 cut-ups. Anyway, don't worry about that, they're my bookmarks. You can not only print them on paper, but you can print them on other things. So on this occasion, not sure if you can tell, but I've printed that one on vellum, and it just adds this sort of translucent effect so that when they're over your Bible, you can even sort of still read the words underneath. So that's a really good trick to use, I think. Let's go to the next one. Often I've used them as inserts in my Bible when I've already sort of journaled the page, and if I've got no more space in the column and I want to then add another entry, I'll often write my entry onto the printable and then stick it in. And here you can see I've decorated this one with a bunch of paint as well. That's another example. What I wanted to show you about this one is that on this occasion, the printable, when it came, was a bright pink or fuchsia, magenta, if you will, color. And I've used the magenta one somewhere else, and I might find them in my travels. But just to keep it a little bit different, on this occasion I changed the background to blue so that it wasn't, you know, the same throughout my Bible. So you can do that, you can change it up, you can change the colors. This was another one of those vellum ones I printed on vellum, and I've used that more as sort of a decorative item there. Here on this occasion, this printable, it came as like a 3x4 card, and I've cut it up into different sections and used it in my decoration here. So if you can just make out this square, and then this bit and this bit were all part of a card, and I chopped it up. So that's another thing you can do. Here I blew it up really big. I enlarged it really big and then used it, you know, decorated it, added title, and put some stuff in the middle, just made it, you know, just a bit pretty. I don't think, yeah, I didn't add any journaling on the back that time. Now, it's not always cards, like it's not always the 3x4 cards that come in the free printables. Often there's been like these tabs or tags or little labels. So they're really fun, and I use those things a lot in my journaling Bible. This was another occasion where I took the card, made it a bit bigger, and then used it as a title. So the tag just said worship, and then I've added the rest of sort of a title and a bit of journaling here. Stuck it into my Bible with some washi tape and then journaled on the back of it. Because obviously you could see that on this page I really didn't have any more space left. This is just another example, same sort of deal. So often, of course, I've just used it this way, but often because I know that I'll have lots of stuff to write, I've enlarged the printable to be quite big. At Christmas time there was lots of different versions of printables that came out, and on these occasions, you know, at Christmas time I was a little bit busy, as we often are, and so I didn't have a lot of time to be doing you know, big involved entries. So the printables really came in handy there, just to literally stick in my Bible and make it feel like, you know, I'd done an entry whilst I was reading the word. It makes it pretty. One more example of the same sort of deal, just decorated it by adding some extra embellishment stickers on it. This one is one of my favourites. So the colours of this printable here were just fabulous, and when I then stuck it into my Bible, I used those colours to inspire me to finish painting and making it look like this has just kind of exploded across my page. And I think that's it. That's all the sort of examples that I've picked out to show you at the moment. So today I'm going to go ahead and do an entry. You know, I think this is a great way of doing some entries into your journaling Bible if you're too scared to go ahead and enter something straight onto the pages. Like if you're a little bit nervous about colouring or painting, or even just your writing straight into the Bible pages, you can do it on a printable. And then if, for example, you don't like how it turned out, then you simply print off another one. Or alternatively, of course, if you're happy with how it goes, then you can put it into your Bible really easily and make it look really quite pretty. So what I'm going to do is just decorate it a little bit. So I'm going to decorate the front, make it sort of my own, and then write my journaling about a sermon on the back. So there's plenty of space on the back to be writing all of your notes, whilst on the front I'm just going to decorate it. So first things first, I grabbed some stuff off my desk. I had these stars cut out from a different project, and I looked at this sort of grey colour that the stars were and thought it's the exact sort of same grey tone as the words. So I thought that would kind of match and be pretty, so I'm going to stick these stars down the bottom and a couple more of them up the top, like this. I'm not going to be doing my entry in Psalm 139, so I've grabbed another printable, a label that is from a different company, not Illustrated Faith, and I'm sticking this over to cover up that part, and I'll probably write something on there. I just haven't figured out what yet. And then a little tab. You know, we always love our tabs, don't we, at Illustrated Faith? So that one's going to stick up the top. And So that's what I'm going to do on the front. Then on the back, I'm going to add my title for the sermon. So I've got these Bella Boulevard tiny text stickers, and I'm going to stick them for my title, and then I'm just going to write some journaling. So I'll probably just quickly speed through this so you don't need to watch me fiddle around with these things. Alright, so that is essentially done. As I said, I haven't quite still figured out what I'm going to do on the front there, but I just wanted to show you quickly about how I'm going to stick this in. So this is going here in the front of 2 kings. I think I always use washi tape because, again, it's nice and thin, and because it's kind of removable, like you can shift it around if you stick it in a little bit incorrectly. And I think there's 2 main options about where you stick the printables. You either secure them into the middle of the Bible, or you secure them over on a margin. But either way, you only do one side so that you can flip it over. So I think we're going on the margin for this one, in the center. So I am putting some washi tape along the edge, putting it right into the center here, and sticking it down. And then to make it even more secure, you can pop a little bit on the back as well. Or you don't have to, you can just leave it like that and it will stick. Actually, I think I might not do it today because I'm afraid that maybe my sticky tape's going to come over the edges of that and also on the edges of my writing. So there you go. There's some ideas today about how you can use the printables in different ways. So don't be afraid to change them to suit your purposes. You know, make them larger, change the colors, print them on different types of material. And then, of course, decorate them and pop them into your Bible. I hope I've given you some ideas today, and I'll see you again. Bye.